Hello, YouTubers. The new time travel Jaime 88. I'm back with another Doctor Who DVD review. And yes, we're still celebrating Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. So today, I'm doing another Doctor Who DVD review, a classic Sixth Doctor story. I am going to review Doctor Who, Attack of the Cybermen. Yes, this is a great Cybermen story. I love it. Fantastic to watch. Anyway, this DVD review was requested by Paul Clancy. Thank you very much for the request. He goes by now as Paul Clancy 123. This two-part story was originally transmitted on January 5th to the 12th, 1985. And this is the first Doctor Who story to open up its 22nd season. And also, it marks the Doctor Who story as 45 minutes longer. The story takes place immediately after the Twin Dilemma. So, the story begins in London. The two workers from London were attacked by an unseen force inside the sewer while they find for construction. So, back in the TARDIS, the Doctor is trying to repair the TARDIS system in the chameleon circuit, which caused the TARDIS to be short-circuited. Perry still worries about the Doctor, about his unstable regeneration. Doctor tells Perry that, "I'm still me." That's what he says. So, the TARDIS used some chaos in flight to pilot the TARDIS into like a time corridor, and finally it landed in the year 1985 when he showed Perry Halley's Comet. She worried about the prospect about crashing into it. The Doctor said, "Nope, they're on Earth." They met up with the former dialect Lightning, who apparently has a new life as a London gangster. It is plotting of a diamond raid of £10 million of the Bank of England with his cohorts, Griffins, Payne, and Russell, who normally seen over Dabber. The four intended to enter the bank through the same sewer where two workmen were ambushed, but he activates a strange transmitter before entering the sewer. The emits distress signal that the Doctor picks up, and he lands the TARDIS in the scrapyard in TARDIS Lane, which everybody knows as Susan Foreman. So, the Doctor investigates, and it changes shape into an ornamental stove. When searching the area to find the real source, and arrive at the sewer entrance when the TARDIS has reshaped itself into an organ, and find the transmat was held up by two policemen who was under control by Lightning. Peyton falls behind the other three who were beaten to death by force and attack the workers. Lightning and the others come to the dead end to find a Cyberman approaching them. Griffin shoot, but Lightning disarmed him, and he surrendered to the Cybermen who had been in the sewers. Russell, who fled and encounters the Doctor and Perry, and revealed himself to be an undercover police officer who was investigating Lightning. So on the Cybermen's adopted homeworld on Teos, the two slaves, Bates and Stratton, their escape headed for the work party despite the Cybermen, and they used their helmet for disguise. Stratton as a Cyberman and entered cyber control. The Cybermen had captured a time-traveling vessel from Bates and Stratton, who intend to reclaim it and escape from Talos. So, the Doctor, Perry, and Russell return to the TARDIS. They are ambushed by the Cybermen, who brought by Lightning and Griffins, and taking control of his TARDIS and trying to kill the two of them. The Cyber leader orders the others, the Cybermen, to kill Perry. Meanwhile, the Doctor threatens to self-destruct and the TARDIS if the Cybermen does not release Perry. So the leader agreed to spare their lives, and it revealed that the Cybermen control, who the Doctor previously thought destroyed, is still alive on Teos. So the Doctor is forced to set course for Teos and imprison one of the TARDIS room, along with Perry, Lighting, Griffins during the journey. So he told Perry and Griffin about the history of Talos and the former inhabitants, the Cryons. So the Cybermen wipe out in order to refrigerate the cities to keep them in the cell. So the Doctor noticed that Lighting seems oddly familiar with the history of the Cybermen, Talos, and Cryons. On Talos, the most hibernating Cybermen become damaged and go on a rampage, destroying everything on their path. Who revive the TARDIS arrive, who now, like an ornamental gate, in the depths of the Cybermen's cryogenic tomb, rather than the cyber control, just the Cybermen prepared to take the four there. A damaged Cyberman breaks out of this tomb and destroys one of the other Cybermen before the leader disposes of it. Lighting, Griffin, and Perry escape in a confusion, but the Doctor does not. Perry is nearly killed in another rampage. Cybermen before two Cryons who would turn out to be an exact. So, in a deal would take Perry to safety, Griffin and Lighton meet another Cryon to trespass the Lightning. He's been off reworking 2 million pounds of diamond, which are very common on tiles. Will he help Lighton to capture the time vessel? So the two track down Bates and Stratton, who failed to attempt the cyber conversion. They had their legs replaced by a mechanical equivalent. The four agreed to work together. As the Doctor is imprisoned on a cold storage room with a flat, the former leader of Cryon, she reveals that the Cybermen attempt to prevent the homeworld of Mondas being destroyed to divert Halley's Comet. So he's shocked to realize he's been sent by the Time Lord to avert this situation. The cold storage room contains supply of Vastal miner that become powerful explosion, raised significantly above freezing. So the Doctor used to dispose of a guarding Cyberman and gives Flats a sonic laser to heat up the Vastal detonation point before he escaped. As the Doctor escaped and throw her out of the much warmer corridor, her blood quickly boils and she dies. Meanwhile, Lighton, Bates, Griffin, and Stratton get through the cyber control, but Lighton is captured in a landing pad. The cyber control demands that Lighton to tell his plan, so he refused to do so, and as two other men Cybermen torture him by crushing his hand. But he still refused to talk and control the orders. So what happens? The time kills him in the meantime. The Doctor reclaimed the TARDIS. Cryon returned Perry to him. However, they reveal that Lightning was working all along. The Cybermen and the Doctor assure he agrees to save him. So in the TARDIS and the cyber control, the chameleon circuit stuck in the police box form once more. When the Doctor finds partially converted Lightning, who begs the Doctor to kill him. So the Doctor tries to free him, but the controller arrives with a gun. Lightning attacks the controller, who kills Lightning. The cyber leader and his lieutenant arrive, but ending killing each other in a crossfire. So the Doctor grabs one of the guns and shoots the controller and finally destroying it. He feels that guilty of having misjudged Lightning. So he and Perry escape in the TARDIS a second, and later a rigged box of Vastal detonate sets off a chain reaction. The cyber control and his tomb. So that's the end of the Cybermen. So let me talk my thoughts about this story, Attack of the Cybermen. A very good story, and I love this episode, and marks the return of Lighton, great one. So this should get it a shot of 10 out of 10. So let's take a look at the story. Here's the Sixth Doctor, the Cyber Leader, a damaged more Cybermen, the Mondads, the Colin Baker years 1984 to 1986. Here's the BBC logo. Here's the spine with the To Entertain, the back with still pictures. Audio commentary by actors Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, Terry Molloy, and Sarah Burgess. The Cold War, the Cyber Story, Human Cyborg, the Cyber Regeneration, photo gallery, trace of continuity announcement, isolated score, and so forth. And here's a disc for Attack of the Cybermen. This story was only seen again in New Zealand channel in 1986 when they edited story into a 4-part story. This Doctor Who story, they decided to go back on a Saturday time slot here on BBC One. That's it for this story. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.